Hi everyone, my name is Yadnika Mais Padwe and I'm a second year student at IIM Calcutta. Today we'll be talking about what consultants really do. We'll talk about case interviews, frameworks, and solving complex business problems. If you've ever wondered what management consultants actually do, or why are cases such a big deal in consulting interviews, or how do the big firms like McKinsey or BCG solve complex business problems, the answer mainly lies in structured thinking, and that is exactly what is tested in a case interview. In this video, I'm going to break it all down for you. What is consulting, why case interviews are used in recruitment, and how do frameworks fit into solving these cases. By the end of this video, you'll exactly know what to expect and how to start preparing for consulting interviews. So let's start simple. Consulting is all about helping businesses solve complex problems. And these problems could be like, why are my sales falling? Or should I enter a new market? Or how do I reduce my cost without compromising on my quality? Companies hire consultants because they want fresh perspectives, expert advice, and structured solutions. In a way, these consulting firms are in a business of renting out a consultant's brains to these companies. Consultants are paid to cut through massive amounts of data and build a clear, structured approach to any client problem. They're expected not just to analyze, but also to hypothesize logically and creatively, and then present those insights with clarity and conviction to the top decision makers. And that is exactly why consulting firms put so much weight on case interviews, because cases are the best way to judge how a potential consulting candidate can logically and clearly solve a problem and persuade the client. Now, here is what makes consulting different from other jobs. Consultants diagnose, analyze, and recommend solutions. They are just like doctors who try to find out the root cause before prescribing the treatment. In a McKinsey podcast with Charles Kohn, who is the CEO of the Oxford Sciences Innovation, and Hugo Sarrazin, who is the McKinsey senior partner, they have talked about a seven-step approach to solve any business problem. The first and the foremost step that they have talked about is the most fundamental one, which is to take a step back and think about the most basic but powerful questions. These questions could be like, what are my constraints? What is the actual problem that I'm trying to solve? Or what are the dependencies that I need to consider while solving this problem? This ensures that we are not solving the wrong problem. But the second step is where the real magic happens, and the podcast emphasizes on how important this stage is. Step 2 is all about breaking down the problem into logical pieces. Each business issue has some levels of complexity and uncertainty in it. The only way to go ahead is to break it down into logical and manageable pieces. And very often, the act of breaking down the problem gives us insights into the answer. For example, if the problem is declining profits, we can disaggregate it into revenue and cost because we know profits is equal to revenue minus cost. We can further break revenue as price into quantity and cost into fixed cost and variable cost. Then we can break variable cost as cost per unit into quantity. These branches allow us to pinpoint precisely which areas are driving the issue, and this is where the focus should be on. Once we have disaggregated the problem, we move on to step 3, which is the rigorous prioritization stage. And this is where we ask questions like which branch matters the most, or what levers have the highest impact on the outcome, or what factors are actually under our control. This helps us ensure that we only focus on high impact areas. Then comes step 4, which is about defining the specific analysis needed and setting up the timelines. Step 5 is all about execution and conducting the analysis. Step 6 and 7 involves synthesizing all the findings and creating a structured story out of all the insights that you have gained. It is not just that, it also involves convincing the stakeholders about what to do next. So, in short, while every step plays a role, step 2, that is disintegrating the problem into logical trees, is the backbone of solving any business problem. Get this right, and you'll not just clarify the problem, but also get closer to the answer quickly. If you want to listen to this podcast in detail, I've added the link in the description of this video. So, as we just saw, the very act of breaking down a problem gives us so much clarity on where to focus and what matters the most. And that is exactly why frameworks are so important in consulting interviews. They are not meant to be rigid textbook answers, rather, they give us a starting point and a structured way of organizing our thoughts. So, in short, frameworks aren't about memorization. They are about training your brain to dissect messy and complex problems into clean and solvable paths. They not just give you a structure, but also make sure that you do not miss any important factors. They also help you to communicate clearly with the client or the interviewer. So, apart from guesstimates, there are total 6 types of frameworks that most top tier B school students prepare for during the consulting interviews. The first is the profitability framework, the market entry framework, pricing strategy, growth framework, mergers and acquisitions, and unconventional cases. We will talk about how to use these frameworks in the upcoming videos. Before I end this video, I would like to reiterate that frameworks are not meant to be formulas, they are just guides. Please do not try to fit force every problem into the same box. As I already mentioned, they just give us a starting point and a structured way of thinking. In the next video, I'll talk about how to solve guesstimates. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot more consulting prep videos coming your way.